Hey, what's going on, everyone? I just have to reconnect, make sure everything is good. Talking to my brother today, Niyi Giggles, aka Niyi Giggles. He's been doing this thing for a long time. Niyi's a music promoter, a publisher, an A&R, a PR consultant. He started back, in 2002, editor of the magazine called Deeply Magazine, with a couple of friends, a student while I was at University. And then since then, he started working with the Band, Don Jazzy, Dubelo, and so many others. And so today's conversation is really to talk with him and find out what he has been up to, really, basically. So yeah, that's what this is all about. I can welcome back. I don't even know what happened last time. I think eventually the internet just really went crazy, and on the screen was just a picture of me and Kathy frozen, but we continued the conversation. But so I don't even know if you guys were still on there, and obviously I continued to do it. I didn't want to just end it, so that I'm able to record it for the playback. That was why I continued. So I don't even know who was still on or who wasn't on at that point anymore. So what's going on, brother? How you doing? Oh man, what's good? My big brother's in the building, Mr. Kenny Ogungwe, the CEO, the boss, the general of Kenny's Music. In fact, anyway, every time I come home, I always harass you. The news station, I need to come there and do our thing as always when I come home. But I have something else that I'm working on that involves you heavily. So I'll be giving you a shout soon, hopefully after COVID. But I'll message you so I can talk to you about it. There's something that I'm really working on that's completely centered towards around you. So shout out to my big brother, Baba KK, Kenny's Music, our godfather in this business. Great to see you. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I haven't been to the news station, but you know what we do. I come there and just harass you, as always, and jump on there and wall out. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes. So yeah, we're here. I'm talking to one of your people today, Niyi, aka Niyi Giggles. So find out what he's been up to during this COVID time, and everybody's doing a lot of strategizing and making sure all is well. So Charlie Bucks, what's going on, brother? We're out here. I just had a lengthy conversation with Kathy. Shout out to Kathy, man. Kathy is she's been part of this movement when it comes to entertainment from the get-go. Also, yeah, working with everybody, wealth of knowledge, and just so much to cover. And I'm happy to see her, to see everything that she's doing. She's been able to accomplish, because it's not easy, man. It's not. A lot of this conversation I try to have and just have that reality conversation. It's more than just the limelight. You see people at these shows, at these events, or oh, you saw the car. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I didn't even know. I didn't know you were on. Yeah, I didn't know you were on. So yeah, that was very, very intense, very, very intense conversation. So I thought it was good for everybody that's coming after her, coming after us in this business, to be able to learn and just figure the best way to navigate things, so this thing can get better, as it's becoming global now, so we can get a hold of it. Yeah, we can get a hold of it. And legends like yourself, Kenny's started this thing for all of us, and it's just a blessing to see that you're still here with us. So this is the time to celebrate you to celebrate you and just, let the world know we're proud and, to still see you doing your thing. So anyway, like I say, I'll call you and then we'll continue that conversation because it's something that I'm working on. That's about that. Really, very, very important. So I'll be bothering you about that very soon. Let's see if Niyi. I hope this guy is ready for us. Yeah. What's up? Q Kamani. Q Kamani in the building. Q Kamani, when I come back after COVID, you owe me jollof fries. You owe me jollof fries, specially arranged. When I come home. Seriously. Our brother's there. He giggles. Let's wait for Niyi to join us.
Hey.
How far, bro?
Bro, I do. See,
you're not so
I'm
sure.
on the
Where are you
road.
going now? In the car. Where are you going?
I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm at one county like that. I've been on the road since like, in fact, I was, see, I had to actually park on this side of the road because I can get service. So I've been driving like for
let's pray.
how
Let's
long
pray
now?
Nepal does not bother us while we're here.
You know, see you try to take cover my nose. So I just removed it. How far now?
I'm good. Our big brother Baba KK is in the building. Is with us. So I just have to acknowledge him. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Baba KK.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. So and the Q Kamani and our friends.
I can see everybody that Ugo Moka. I can see some of my guys from way back.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I want to talk about. I was just saying before you came on, there's a lot of Instagram hype. There's videos. There's things are different now. Level are and but there's
what's going on?
all of us came from somewhere and joined this industry, and then
sure,
so I thought it would be important, for you to take us back, maybe even prior to 2002. The essence of this entertainment business in Nigeria for yourself, how you came into the space.
Oh, okay. First of all, before I started in the industry, right? I've been like a music lover because I love music. Apart from me loving music, I was raised in a church that music takes like 80% of what happens there. Like you have to know how to do one thing in the choir. If you can't sing, you must know how to play drums. If you can't play drums, you must know how to do something. So I'm Celeste, so that's why I said you have to know something about music. So so that was how music started for me. And my mom too, she's she knows music, and my grandma. And so it's like
he was in the family already.
Yeah. So, but growing up, I used to play drums and do a bit of singing and all that. But I just thought I don't like to be in the forefront of anything. I like being behind the scenes. So I would rather do something that will not put me out there than to actually say maybe I want to go on stage and start singing. So that's how I decided that, okay, I'll go into music business. But then before I started the music business, I thought I should start off doing something different from music, but has to do with entertainment. So I started off as an editor with a magazine in Unilag. So a bunch of friends, we came together and we started a magazine called Deeply Magazine. We were in electrical engineering, so we just decided that, oh, okay, let's be having a youth magazine, because the publisher of the magazine who is my friend. His name is Feyi Michael Akimola. He's actually the social sec of University of Lagos as at that time.
Okay.
So it was easy. Now we get
the connect was already there. Like,
you understand? Now we get the school. Yes. So we just decided that, oh, okay, let's do this. And before then, he's been part of some other magazines, and I've done a whole lot of affiliation with them to people like Dynamics Magazine. And so, and Tunde Dynamics used to be like, we went to the same secondary school together. So everything
I remember Tunde very well. Dynamics.
So we started like that, and we started publishing Deeply Magazine. It was during when we were publishing Deeply Magazine that I met the band.
Okay, sorry, let me ask you. During this publication, you were still at Unilag at this time?
I was at Unilag. I was studying engineering, electrical.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. So, and I met the band in 2003.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a December in 2003, and the first time I saw him, no, it was June. Sorry, it was June 1st. Okay. Was it June or September? I'm not sure of that date. But Rugged Man, yes, Rugged Man was having an event at Druidall. I don't know if you know Druidall. Back in the days, Druidall used to be big. They had this car wash. Then they do car wash and still do like a club. So it's somewhere you can go and chill and have fun and all that. So Rugged Man had Rugged Man and Friends event. So it was that big that time that the band JJC and 419 Squad and Don Jazzy, all of them, they came over. Okay. That was when they came to Nigeria for the first time, trying to like push the MoHits journey. So we met briefly then, and we talked about some few things. Then from there, they now came back in December. So December when the band came back, he called me up and was like, "We should hook up." So there was this guy. Boyega, who was in Medilag. Okay. Boyega is like a family friend to the band, so he was in Medilag. So the band was in what do they call Medilag. So he said I should come meet him there. So that was how our journey actually started, and we sat down. But prior to that time, you know, the band was with R70 World.
Yes.
DJ Abbas and so they were the one that and Bankuli. Yes, they actually the one promoting and managing the band as at that time till sometimes in 2000 and like early 2005 or late 2004. I'm not really sure of the date, but it was after we released the Mobolo video. Okay. That was when they stopped working together. So when they stopped working together, I've been with them, and I've been the one holding down whatever happens here in Nigeria while they do the rest of the but from that moment, because there was a void, I had to step in, and that was how I became the guy that does everything for them.
Since then, wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's already very historical, because at that time, you know, I think it was like the beginning of thing when they came back from London. You know, still like Rugged Man, the likes and stuff was still like doing it pretty big at that time.
Rugged was big then. It was really big then.
Yeah. So, but let me ask you this though. So obviously, at Unilag, you got into the whole publishing thing, right? But you were there to study something else, right? You were not.
Yes, I was there to study engineering, and because of the the music business. I couldn't concentrate, and you know how difficult engineering could be. So my
Exactly.
friends, I have this friend, Rogba. You know, I don't know if you know him.
I know Rob
He's the
now.
CEO of Night House.
Of course.
We were in we were in the same class. Then he hasn't
Okay.
started entertainment. So
Yes.
because of how sometimes when I'm in class, the band will be in my car waiting for me to finish so that we can go out, go do stuff. So he will be like, Omo, you na VIP students. You are just here. Any small thing, you are
Yeah.
gone. And are you sure you really want to do this? So, but it's something that I've been passionate about for like a while. So, and uh, the vibe that the band gave me was a brotherly vibe. I really, really believe in him. So I just thought, let's do this. Let's just make things happen. So we started, and
Yeah.
it was the same energy with Don Jazzy and the rest
Of
of the
course.
crew. So
You know,
then,
one thing, right, that I'm learning that is kind of new to me, and I've known
mhm,
everybody for so long, is this whole concept that in Nigeria, like contracting, working with people, it's not very common. Up to
mhm,
today, as there's still so many people that are working together, and they don't really do contract. It's almost like they shake hand. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm working with you. I'm doing this, maybe doing video editing, I'm managing or whatever. Like, was it
yeah.
the same for you also at that early stage?
For me, it was the same because our relationship started off like a symbiotic kind of relationship. It wasn't as if it was like one-sided. They
Yes.
were not the only person gaining from me. I was actually gaining from them too, because it's just like I use them as my a case study, something like that. So,
Yes.
some of the ideas that I have, it's
Mm-hmm.
not like I really like uh, practicalized it with someone.
Yes.
So, but they believe in me as well. So whatever I say, they say, let's give it a shot. Let's try it. And it works. Let's do this. And it works. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it was basically that. So, and for that fact, we didn't sign any contract,
I know. That's what I'm
but
saying. That yeah. Like,
we would have signed a contract.
why? How
But
come?
I, I, I there was this year in 2007.
Okay.
It was,
This is a couple
it
of
was
years
a,
now, because you were with them since like 03.
2007 was how many years now? That would be like
Yeah.
13 years.
Yeah.
So in 2007, we were home having fun. Um, you know, before we even got to that, the way we were working, right? It was basically as I was supporting the music movement.
Okay.
The band, a friend of mine just joined us now. His name is Shola Malo. We used to live together in Bariga. He knows some of these stories. So
Okay.
as I was supporting MoHits and giving everything, they
Yes.
were actually doing the same with my magazine because, I told you I was publishing
Yes.
Deeply
The
magazine
Diplo,
with a friend.
Diplo magazine. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Woo, internet. The sound. No sound. Nate, hold on, right? Nate, hold on. The sound is going in and out for you. The sound, Nate, hold on. Yeah, we cannot hear you. So Nate, hang up. Yeah, hang up, right? And then join us back. because this is very, very important. Like, conversation. I want us to get it right. You know what I'm saying? For everyone that's tuning in. So, I'm gonna take you out, then bring you back on. Right? Yeah. This is very important to get right. So I'm gonna try to rehab Niyi to make sure we get the story right. Very, very important. Yeah, this is okay.
So,
Yeah.
like I was saying, Jazzy called me and he was like, Babane, I don't want it to look like whatever it is that we're doing together is just based off of what you do for us and pay you for it. And I want something that is long lasting, so that we should work out an agreement. He said he was going to give me 10% of MoHits. And I said, no. That they should just support me 100% like I'm supporting MoHits. They should support Giggles. I should have taken it.
Bro.
Yeah.
Hold on. I need a drink. I think I need something strong. I need something strong, man. Like, seriously. That is mad. Completely.
Yeah, I know.
Completely mad.
Yeah. I know. I know.
Because,
when you believe in people, right?
2003, you were there at the inception.
At the inception, yes.
That was the record that broke.
It was from Tongolo. We actually virtually did everything together. There's nothing that we didn't share together. Nothing.
Yes.
Nothing.
Wow. Man, bro. That's crazy. So you basically could have owned 10% of MoHits. Right?
Yes.
Much. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
How does that make you feel now, looking at like everything that took place since then?
I pinch myself sometimes because that would have been like 10% of some billions, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And 10% of the legacy.
The legacy. Well, whatever the legacy is, nobody can take that away from me too.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's so important. As Martin is there, my brother, Firematic.
I see you, T Billions. I see you, Firematic, Chidike, and a whole lot of my guys. I can see you. Shalamalo.
It's crazy because this whole concept of contracting in this entertainment business is a major problem. That is
very major.
Very major problem. Yeah. I'm surprised. Even some major artists now, folks that are working with them, that does not have contracts.
But I think to an extent, it has changed from how it used to be, right? Like now, people now write contracts and all that. Back in the days, I'm telling you from an inside perspective, nobody had any contract.
It did not exist.
It didn't exist. So if it was like even at inception, the band and the Jazzy didn't have a contract. So you're talking about the rest of the people. So it was later that came into being and all that. So they didn't even have an agreement or anything. So the industry used to be about passion. You just want to prove a point. You want to show what you can do first, and then let people see that and judge you by that. It like now when people now actually know the business and they have a whole lot of stuff they've done, they can show. So they put money first and be like, oh, what are you paying me for that? Which is fine. Because then when we were doing it, it was actually hard. There was no internet. There was no social media. There was nothing. we have to grind out. We had to grind out and do everything without none of those, and we did a whole lot, really.
Yeah, of course. It's crazy. I mean, knowing what you know now, right? Tell me about it's been a fairly, silent couple of years. What have you
Sure.
been working on since then, in terms of, like, okay, let's even take it back. So MoHits happened. They offered you, I don't even want to say percentage.
I know.
You
I
didn't take
know.
it,
The first time
and
I
then
told Martin, Martin
yes,
was like crazy, like
he did
for
not he
real,
did not
like
flog
for
you.
real.
He didn't flog you.
He no flogged me.
So what now transpired after that? You continue pushing the magazine, and you wanted them to support you 100% of everything that you were doing.
Yes, and they were doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was this magazine launch I had in 2007, right? December 2007 at
Yeah.
the Grottos. There's no artist in
Ah,
Nigeria that
I
wasn't there.
remember that club. I remember that club back then.
There, there was no artist in Nigeria that wasn't there. Like, I virtually
Yes.
didn't even call anybody. It was the band that was picking phones and calling, and Don Jazzy like,
Hmm.
you have to be here. You have to be here. Two Face,
Yes.
P Square, whoever was who in the
Yeah.
industry then, everybody was there,
Hmm.
and that was the place that we did. There was like a battle between MoHits and the uh, P Square
Oh wow.
on that night, because we had a whole lot. We had some uh, new materials that nobody has heard before that we
Okay.
were trying to push. That was when we wanted to do like more hit CV,
Okay.
and P Square was pushing their songs too. So they just decided that okay, people should listen to some of those songs at
Yes.
my magazine launch, and it became like
Battle.
some kind of battle. So, and it was actually mad. Like, I have some video clips about it and some footages and pictures. So
Yeah.
it was everybody was there. I don't want to mention names. They were
Mm-hmm.
bouncing some major artists. They couldn't enter. And I can tell you that on that day, like some of our A-list artists, they came to my event with new cars.
Wow.
Maybe they went to shop for it just to come to that place. I don't know, but I can count like 5 people that came with new car, including people from my own team too. So it was that big. So we did everything together. It was more or less like a synergized kind of relationship. It was a
Yes.
synergy. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to tell Don Jazzy or the band anything about me. Whenever if I wave at them, they know what it means.
Yeah,
If
acknowledge.
we don't talk. Most times we don't talk. We just
Of
give
course.
signals and
Yes.
we show actions. We already know ourselves. So it was that man.
Yeah. Martin, please, when you arrange the flogging, I want to be involved, okay?
so so moving on from Mohit.
Yes.
After I left Mohit, I decided that okay, it was basically just magazine for me, then me
Yeah.
pushing Mohit's dream
Of course.
when it comes to the music part
Mm-hmm.
of the business. So I just thought,
Yes.
okay, let me start my own music journey. So
Okay.
I'll look for a couple of artists and just sign them as an A&R. Then
Okay.
I will go like look for a couple of sponsors that can actually push their project. So that was how I met Trudy K. Somebody just called me one day
Mm.
and said somebody wanted to sing for me on the phone. So he gave me phone. I was like, who is this? He said, my name is Trudy K. Okay, Trudy K's other brother is here,
Yeah,
Zubi.
In fact, I think I saw Chidike earlier somewhere.
Yeah, he should be there. If he's not there, I'll slap him. He's my son. So, he just sang for me on the phone, and I was like, I was thrilled. The last time I heard something as good as that was like some few months ago, like when the last song One Cole recorded before I left MoHits. So I was like, wow. And funny enough, I've heard of Chudi, but I've never met him. Because one day he used to talk to me about him, like, oh, there was this group that we were in. It was a music group, like we were called Salvation Boys. There's this guy that was part of the group. His school's in Jos and blah 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 blah. So when he called me and he was trying to like introduce himself, I was just like, oh, you're that guy. Come to First Stack. Let's see. So he came to First Stack. When I saw him in person, he actually immediately sang. He had a song called Slow Slow, which was already recorded, but he doesn't have the song. It was recorded by Jay Slick. He doesn't have the song that he was still working on it. And I said, what kind of song is it? He said it's like a fast tempo song, but that same song that he sang for me. I was like, no, you're not coming out fast. You come out slow. Okay. Thank God the song is even slow. I just called up Dr. Frabs. I was like, Frabs, we need to work. I have somebody that you would like to listen to. He now said, who? I just gave Chudi phone and said, sing to Frabs. So he sang to Frabs on the phone. Some few days after, Frabs came to my house. So we're just talking. So he got to meet Chudi. It wasn't long when I met Chudi that we started living together. So it wasn't as if I had to go and look for him somewhere if I want to do anything. So that was how it started. So from there, you know, Frabs, YQ, and the Green and all of them, they were like a clique. So I just integrated Chudi within them, and that was how we started all that movement. So somewhere along the line, I just saw somebody that could sign Chudi. So I signed Chudi onto the record label. So, but while I was trying to do that, the man wanted something more than just having just one artist. So I introduced Dagreen and said, oh, okay, you can have Dagreen as well. So I called Dagreen on the phone. Dagreen sang. He did a rap on the phone for the man, and the man loved it. So, like, he had arranged for a meeting a few weeks after, and that was how we actually started that movement. So I was managing Chudi, Dagreen, and Lala. So
and at this point, was there a contract with them, or it was handshake also?
Yeah, it was. There was a contract. But for the fact that Dagreen was still signed to Little Fish, the record label he was on then. So when we started the movement, it was like around June. So his contract was supposed to expire in September of that same year. So we didn't sign Dagreen, but he was with us. He was done with the label, but because I know how contract issues are, so I just let him stay and just try to run out the contract so that there won't be any problem. So it was just there, and we were just doing stuff, recording songs, and so we recorded a whole lot of songs. The day we recorded Slow Slow was the same day we recorded Idinla, Dagreen, and Lala. It was a Lala song. So, but original, it was still a Lala song. So, but we just decided that okay, Dagreen too can put it on his album. So, in fact, Dagreen was supposed to. He wanted to be on Slow Slow. I was like, no, let this guy just come out as an R&B artist. Then we can actually now put you on another song. So they did a song together, Chudi and Dagreen, but we didn't promote all those songs because we had a whole lot of challenges while we're trying to promote Chidi K. And I think that actually affected his growth in a way because I know Chidi is very talented. He might be there right now listening to me. He understands what I'm saying. So we went through a whole lot. So it was a journey. So
was there any challenges with like funding the project at this point?
yes. Yeah, because
investors wasn't.
you know how it is. You know how it is.
Yeah.
So I learned from D'banj and Don Jazzy not to do something small. If you want to do something, do it big. That's the only way you can actually make sense. Because if you do it small, it won't make sense. So it wasn't as if I can actually push Chudi by myself and be spending my money little and be using my industry connect and be doing stuff. But it wouldn't take him to where I expected him to be. So I just thought I needed hands that can actually drop big money that we can use. So that was why I contacted all those people in the first place. So it then became a challenge.
Of course.
Things didn't go as planned. They started the project, but they couldn't see it through. So I had to withdraw him. We had an understanding between me and Dagreen. Dagreen was like, Egbon, street lemi, Chudi ele ni Nikoja. So it's better you take care of him and let me run this thing. Whatever it is that I'm doing, if there's anything that I should be doing, you just be there as a guardian and I will do my stuff. So, and we decided. So we were all living together in Surulere. So I took Chudi. I had my house in Festac, but I wasn't living there because of the project. I moved out of my house. I was living in Surulere. So I took Chudi out of Surulere and took him back to Festac. Then we started. But I left that grain at Surulere. He was still there till some few months before he died.
Wow. Man, it's crazy. At this point, so you still continue, even though that group separated, you continue to operate as an A&R, as a manager. So
and I was then spending my money.
Yes.
And that's painful. It's painful, yes. When you're spending your money on entertainment, it's painful. It's painful. They pay.
Oh man. So what was it then? Like, because
shout out to Spells. Spells is in the building. Spells. I've met a whole lot of people in the industry. I've met different kind of producers that I have respect for. I have a whole lot of them. In fact, but Spells is a very outstanding person. And I like his full-headedness. Whenever he's doing stuff, I can say, whenever he's doing stuff, he's always like, he doesn't think about the financial gain first. It has to be something that is right. The result has to come out of it. Even when he's being paid, he'll be like, oh, no, let's do this. It has to be like Gara Crazy beat and so many other beats for Chudi K with ridiculous amount of money that we cannot even be talking now. And that was the biggest song in Nigeria in 2012. Gara Crazy.
Madness. You know, so now obviously, you know, moving MoHits, Chudi K, Dagreen, you know, Spells is there, other producers, Dr. Frabs, a lot of things was happening at this point. What were you thinking? Were you thinking at all, like, at that time, could you see as big as it got now?
I've always seen it getting big, even from day one. Like, the industry is going to be big. The industry is going to be big. And I know, like, back since we were actually in the forefront of everything that was happening, we were changing the game. We were like setting different kind of pace. We determined how people do stuff, how people do press release when they want to drop a song, how people do even press conference, so many other things like that. It started
Yes.
from MoHits. So everything was changing and people were feeling it. It was a movement. It was a movement. Some people were even saying that, oh, MoHits was like a cult because people want to get in, they can't get in. In fact, some of the ones that are in that we're not even sure they were in. That was how serious it was.
Crazy. I mean, like in terms of like profits, money, did you
Mm-hmm.
make money as of
Sure, I
that
did.
time? Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you. When I was in, before I started the GDK project in
Yes.
MoHits, I was doing 5 different kind of jobs. I was the A&R for the earliest part of MoHit. I was the manager as well before Sunday Arena came. So any of the band's album that you see out there, I'm also the printer. I produce all those albums, the CDs, everything. I do everything by myself. And I supply all those songs to Alaba by myself. It wasn't second-handedly sold to them. Like, oh, okay, maybe.
Yes.
So we just signed contract. The production of those albums were done by me. So I have different avenues I made money from. So
Yes.
from printing, from magazine, from publishing, I do a whole lot. So
Yeah. I
yeah.
think, I spoke to obviously Mastercraft, talked to Aldo. We talked about this. For your perspective, also, even from what you're saying now, how important is multiple streams of income in this business?
It was necessary now. Just like I told you now. Most of what I was doing was entertainment related, but it wasn't as if all was even entertainment. I still do some other stuff in the back end
Yeah.
that doesn't have anything to do with entertainment, even up till now. So
Yeah.
you can't just live on music. You will die. Just like Aldo said, you will
Yeah.
die. You will just kill yourself because you can't imagine just spending some ridiculous amount of money and everything just like goes down the drain. Then you'll be stuck. If you don't have any other means of livelihood, you're done.
Yeah.
So depression will just set in, and from there to somewhere you don't want to be.
Mm-hmm. And
So you have to have like multiple stream of income. And back then music didn't really have the Nigerian end. We didn't really do much about the um like publishing part of the business, copyright
yeah,
and stuff
100%.
like
Yeah.
that. And based on that, people actually really didn't make money. Do you know how much somebody like a Nice would have made on Gongoaso if it
If the
was being
publishing was
streamed
there.
like this back then?
Yeah.
So, anyways, we thank God. Like at least we were part of an an evolution of something.
Of
So,
course. Yeah.
mhm.
I mean, taking, with all your experience, knowing what you know, what would you advise somebody coming brand new right now into the space? We have social media, we have investors, we have artists, publish. What would you say? Like, the best place to
What,
position yourself.
first of all, what are they coming in as? As an artist or
As a
a
back end,
record label?
yeah, back
Huh?
end person, either an A&R, management, or label.
Oh, okay. Um, I think if you want to come as an A&R, and
Yeah.
I think people don't even know the difference between an A&R,
Hmm.
a manager, and a road manager and a PA. Those 4 things are
Nay, let's reconnect you again because the and bring you back on. Yeah, let's bring you back on again. Let me comment so we can bring him back on. Yeah, I know. That's why I took him off so we can bring it back because these are historical conversations, very, very powerful. A lot of knowledge has been shared, so it's better I bring it back on so we can hear very, very clearly what he's saying. DNC manager. I think you should reconnect. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. What you were saying was so important, very critical. So
I didn't even know that this network would try like this because I'm in a bush. Seriously, I've driven for like some hours.
Yeah.
This is the only gas station that I'm seeing, so I just parked in it.
That's it. No, while I will try before we
Okay, so as I was saying, you need to even know what you're getting into first. So many people in Nigeria, they will say, I'm A&R, I'm A&R. They're not even A&R. They don't know what A&R is. A&R is not a manager. And a manager is not an A&R. A manager is not even a PA. Most of Nigerian managers, they are more or less like a PA.
Yeah.
That's what they do. So you actually really need to know what you're coming in as before we now start talking about, okay, let's say, okay, you're coming in now as a real A&R. Then you have to study being an A&R. You don't have to go to school and study, really. But A&R is artist and repertoire. That means you are in charge of like nursing a talent, the music part of the talent, how the artist now grow up musically. Then you must even have an idea.
Mm-hmm. Audio. We're having issue with the audio again. Oh man, I feel so bad. Like Q Kamani said, glorify PA. I know the network is really bad, and such an important conversation. Anyway, no problem. Yeah, we may do that. The network is bad because of where Niyi is, but let's see if we can get him back on to at least to wrap up and say bye to everybody, and then maybe we'll find another time to make this happen. Very, very. I feel like we don't even have enough documentation of all of this history in terms of the entertainment business in Nigeria. We demand a reschedule. Firematic. I know. I'll talk to Niyi when he's in a better situation. We gotta find a way to do this again and make it happen. I'll talk to him about that. I think it's important. Yeah. Absolutely. Niyi is saying the same thing. We're going on YouTube next episode. Let's do that. I'm ready. So Niyi, I'll bring you back on so we'll wrap this up, and then maybe we'll set another time to make this happen. Yeah, I know the network is pretty bad.
Let me try and show you. Let me share my screen with you, what I'm seeing, so you can see that I'm in a bush. Let me just. get
You're
back
in the
on the road.
woods.
So you can
You're in
see
the
I'm just
woods,
pulling
man.
out
Yeah, so no
yeah,
problem.
I'm in the woods.
Yeah, yeah. Now, no problem. I would like us to set up a time and I would say to finish the part two of this conversation. I think it's very important. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can see. It's a jungle. They have done the story, we must reconcile. Wow, that's deep. Yeah, they have done the story, we must reconcile. Very, very important. Yeah, very, very important. So yeah. So Niyi, thank you so much for coming on. Let's reconcile, like Martin said, and bring this together. Shout out to Q Kamani, shout out to Baba KK, everybody, Chody K, his brother, everyone that tuned in. Blessed to everyone. Yeah, properly. It's true. Part two needs to be serious. Any last word, comment? Um, get out of here. Ooh. All right. I've taken it off. It's so bad. Even me, I can't hear him. We'll continue the conversation another time. Shout out to everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It's been great conversations. I had so much fun doing it. I learned so much, and I can see that there's still so much more opportunity in this business in terms of everything that is ongoing. So tomorrow, join me if you can. For those in Nigeria, it will be late. 7 o'clock, I'm talking with T Manning. He's an artist in the US here. And at 8 o'clock, I'll be talking with Hoodwak. Hoodwak is an entertainment lawyer. We're going to talk about the legal aspect of all of these things we've been having. We've said so much about contracting. Why is it that so many people don't have contracts? Imagine Niyi could have owned 10% of MoHits. You'll be sitting down, relaxing, collecting check right now. So I'll be talking with Hoodwak tomorrow. To bring this conversation together from the legal side of entertainment. Yeah, yeah. Shout out Q Kamani. Thank you so much, sister. Firematic. It's official. Thank you, everybody. To be continued tomorrow. Thank you all. Bless always.